Okay, so like first we'll create the project here. As we know, like we have to click on the new projects. So which template like we have to select it here? Same model view controller, not this APIs, because the API wala application is already ready, right? So like we'll create the application. So we'll give it Wave API consuming. Right, I'm taking the same. It's added. So here I'm not going to use like anything here like the database and that one, right? Because it is already like created on a API wala projects. So here the simple structures like we'll use only the controller models and views. Inside the models, like you can either create the models or like the DTO, both will be work as same, because here we are not taking any foreign key references. It's already there from the API side. So here we are not creating anything. Okay, so now like we have added this projects, that is the consuming one. As I said, like we don't need to add like anything the database setup or like anything else here. Why? Because of like it's already coming from the API sides. But as we know, like before running the consuming wala applications, like we must be start the API wala application, because we are calling the APIs from the API applications only, na? So what I'll do, like I'll start this application. See, my API is running here now. Okay, so basically see, like as we know, like as I show you, like that API, like we can like just test our APIs on a Swagger tool also, as well as like we can test on a Postman. Sometime if it is the Swagger is not working, just you have to go on like Postman, then the Postman, the API will work, right? Also like you can test your the APIs on browsers. If suppose I just wanted to like hit this API for fetching the employees, we have stored like 2 employees details now here. How I test it here, like say I just do the copy, here only I'll come. What is the format here? API slash, and which one that is? This na fetch e, the endpoints, fetch e. Can you see it is showing the JSON data? Just click on this pretty print. So we have added this like 3 details, right? So now like what we need to, like why I'm showing here now these things, because of now like we have to prepare our model now for the consuming work. We don't know like what field like we have to take it. Yes or no? If suppose this is the API wala part, like we have done only, like that's why like we know only like what field. Field means what properties like we have to take it, na? Because like in a consumer, like it will ask for these properties to prepare the DTOs or like a model. So here now we can see like EID, ename, eSalary, MID, mname. But let's say somewhere like the thousands fields are present, and in some cases like we are taking this API from the in external cases. If let's say like our company, the one of team like which is working on the API sides, and one of team like which is handling the consuming wala work. So the who is handling the consuming wala work, they don't know like what APIs is going there, like what like APIs like doing the things over there. So what we can do, like first we'll take the URL and like we'll hit it first. Once it will hit it, like the fetch wala, not post wala. And now like I have to prepare the model, na? Like so what I'll do, like I'm going to click on this, just copy these things. We have to copy these things. We'll copy it and we'll come to here in our core application. Here and now I'll go to prepare the model. I'll create one class. So instead of giving like the normal employee model, like we'll just give the name as DTO, right? For fetch, na, like it's handling the fetch wala request. Alright, see, like the class is created now. After adding this class, just come inside this class, and here in a view, here like we'll get the method, not in a view, like in a edit. Can you see the method? Paste special. See, in many cases, let's say like whenever like you're using like the third party APIs, let's say like someone is giving you API. So what you'll do, like you will copy this field from this. If 1000 fields are there, right? We don't know like what data type like we have to take it for this. So what we have to do, like just copy that, and we have to go inside the edit and paste special. So we are creating which method, like we are calling JSON as classes. Can you see? It's added. So I'll just remove this part which is not needed, only like one DTO wala part, na? Yes, you understood or not this? I think all fields has been created here, right? So instead of int, like I can take it here double, na, for the salary, for handling the salary. I think rest of part is same. Understood this or not for handling this? So once we'll get this like the model, this DTO, and then like now what we'll do, like we'll just go inside the controller. We'll add one controller, the MVC controller. What controller name like will give it? Let's say employee controller. Fine. So can we use the index wala view only to like view the data from the API sites? So what we'll do, like we'll create the view file. But there is no data now, like here the index wala view is empty. So here like now we have to perform the consuming. So before that, like what I'll do, like I'll create the constructor. For what? We need the HTTP client, na, here. We'll create the object of HTTP client. Instead of passing the parameter here, na, like I just wanted to like handle this HTTP client handler also, na, right? So like we took this one line here. I'll copy this, and where I have to do it here in a constructor. After that, here only like I'll handle client is equals to new HTTP client. See, like I have not passed any parameter inside the constructor. I am initializing this like client wall object in a constructor itself. Either you can pass the parameter, or like this is one the default constructor, na? And which one we have done the previous one, that is parameter as one. So you can do either that one or this one, both are same. So but in HTTP client, like we have to call this object client handler for handling the SSL policy, which is optional one, the SSL policy. If your system is taking, just when you like start the implementation, just do this like without of the HTTP client handler. If it is started to give the error, na, that is SSL certification, then only just pass this method. Fine. Understood this? So I think the constructor wala part is done. The client, HTTP client is ready now. Here tell me for fetching now. I think we are calling the get wala method, na, that for fetching the employees. What details we require, that what steps we written over there? First, we have to take it the HTTP response message. We'll take one object is equals to client dot get, na, here the get async, and we have to pass the, but there is no URL. So like what we'll do, like we'll take one string URL. Can I copy this URL here? This is only hitting the API, na? You'll get the same URL here also, where? In a Swagger. Just try it out. Can you see there? Just copy this. Same URL you are getting. I'm just showing you like sometimes the Swagger is not working, so like you should be able to create your own URL there, because it is present inside our controller itself only. It's not from the outside. So can I pass the URL here? Dot. Next one is what? If we have to check response dot successful status code. It is there. Then we have to read it, na, that response, where we are getting the JSON data, na, first. So response dot content dot result, na, here. Next, now we want which data? Object. We are looking for the objects, right? JSON convert, na, here. Don't use a converter here. JSON convert, but see, like it will not show any method, because JSON convert right now there is no showing any packages. So what we'll do, like we'll just come here, show potential fixes, and we'll check for the package. Can you see the package? Install package newtonsoft.json. Click on this, find and install, so it will add it. So it is, I think, added using newtonsoft.json. Otherwise you can just add it first in a tools, in a package managers, and then you can directly use it. Do either this or this. Okay. Dot, which method, like we have to call here, serialize or deserialize? Deserialize, na, because we are converting from JSON to objects. Deserialize is the same. This is one the format. We are converting the JSON data into the object. So I think object will give our DTO. EMP DTO fetch. But is this single object or multiple object the JSON will fetch? List of this, na? So like we need to pass list of this. Is understood this or not? I think now our OBJ is ready. So can I return it inside the view? But see, now it will not going to give it the object. Why? Because of the OBJ, the internal scope is going, na? OBJ is present inside the if condition. I am taking outside the if. So what we can do for this? Can I take the empty object one here? Let's say var emp obj is equals to new list of emp DTO fetch, na? For this model only, like we want, na? Yes, understood or not? This is one empty object. So now emp obj will give the empty object here. There is nothing. So what I am going to do, like here only, if you want that, like you can check the conditions. See, like what are the object we are getting from now APIs. We have to check whether the object is null or not. If my object is not null, then what we have to do, like we'll store object into the emp object, which is global, na? This object is now global, so I can access anywhere this object. See, for accessing purpose only I have created this one empty object, otherwise it's not needed. So instead of storing the obj, like can I give the emp obj? It will be accessible now. Clear this? I think this part is done here, like where we are fetching the employees. Now I think we need to check what the response, like we have to check here, like the index wala page. This part I think you remember. We need to import the model, na, first. List of emp DTO fetch. See, same steps. Can we take the table, bootstrap table here? See, these are the same steps. We'll copy this. Right here, details is ID. What details we are fetching there? Name, salary, manager name, and that's it, no, only. Here we'll take the for each where it's a D in model. So this is same steps only, right? And what we have to do here, D dot EID, D dot ename, D dot eSolid. Do you remember these things or not? D dot, you want mname na here. If you want MID, then also you can fetch it. The MID is also present na in a DTO. So in a program.cs, I'll just change the routings here. We are using the which controller? Employee, and action is index na here. Before taking this, I just need to pass the debugger here. Add scope. Is there need of add scope here? There is no repository service, na? The add scope like will ask for the repository and service. There is nothing, only simple controller structures I am following here. We'll run this application. Let's see our response, we'll check it. See here my API is ready, API is working. You have to check API must be running only. Wait, it is rendering. So I think now it will directly hit the APIs na there. See, the index wala action. I'll just go step by steps. So see, like now this time it will give the empty na, because of empty object we have created only. We'll take this URL, the response message. Okay, and the response status like we need to check here. It's true. It will come inside this. To take the JSON data, we'll see the JSON data. Can you see? It's fetching the JSON data, but I don't want the JSON data. We need the object. Fetching. I think now we can do the continue here. So basically this is a consuming of get wala API.
Same for the post and
Yes, so now I want the post wala request, but for sending the post request again we need to design the form na first. Form is needed, right? So tell me the steps for post wala. Here only. Yes, can you create one more action here? Action results, add EMP, right? There is no needed HTTP get or post because this is core MVC application. This is not API. So here we have to return the view. So here I want the form na, and what details we required for this form. See the same steps, like I'll first design the form. Add EMP, form details, name, salary. What details was there? And one manager name, na?
yes.
Input type is equals to text, class is equals to right. We'll copy this for the salary, and for the manager name, like we'll take the select na that view back. Same I'll do. So So I think no need to take the option here, like only view back we can directly take it, that list item. Okay, yes, see here. So which model like we have to import here? Yes, which model? But I think DTO of H will not work here. Only I want the ID, na? M name also like we pass here. So we need to create one more DTO here. Yes. So can I just take the same copy till this? There is no need of like M name na here. In EMP DTO, right? And here inside this view file, like we have to import which one DTO, that is only EMP DTO, na? And which tag helper like we have to use to bind the data? ESP4, which column? E name. Here, first I'll add the form control. ESP4 MID na here, right? One will take the button. Input type is equals to class Do I understand this? Like whatever I'm doing here, the same things only I'm doing. The mainly like we have to call the APIs for the post method, na, for the post request. This is one only for the design. In a form like we'll pass the method is equals to. See the main like our code will start from there. Public here. Action results. Add EMP. Here we will take HTTP. Which model we have to pass here? EMP DTO. Let's pass the DTO object, right? But for sending the data, like now we need the API. Which URL? So again we need to take the I think URL na here. But see, what about the manager's data? Again we need one more API that for fetching the manager list, right or no? Manager list is also like we need it in a drop down, so we need to hit like the two APIs here, right? For sending submitting the employee's data, but before submitting like we need to bind the manager's data na first of all. So we need to check whether the API is there or not inside it for the fetching manager. We have created or not here? Yeah, add manager wala is there. So can I create here the one service? List of manager or manager DTO? Manager DTO na here. Fetch all managers, right? In manager service. So that's why I see like before going for the consuming work, just make your the API ready. Otherwise again like you have to come here and then just perform that one and things. Tell me for fetching it. db dot oh sorry, it's two lists now we are fetching it. Next, can I directly return it, or also you can store into like the variable. See why it's giving error. Why it's giving error? Can we take help of the mapper here? It's DTO na? It's DTO, it's not model. Understood? So what we need to do here, see why it's giving the error now. Here just check it, what it is saying. Okay, we cannot convert into like from managers to manager DTO na. We need the auto mapper, because DTO we are using, we are not fetching the response in a form of manager model na. We are fetching the DTO response. So like I think we have created the mapping wala part na. So like can we create object of here IMapper? This dot mapper is equals to, yeah, so here what changes will do, the data is given mapper dot map na. Here the source is this data, and we have to convert this data into the list of manager DTO, right? And this one like we have to take it na, where result, let's say, and we'll return this one. But here again we'll get the error, mapping is not added. We have here manager wala we have not added na, here only employees wala part is there. So like we'll add it, create map manager with manager DTO dot reverse map. So that's why I need to understand this concept first. Right, so I think this part is done. Where we need to go now, in a manager controller for fetching the manager, public action results, fetch all manager, give any method name here. Here HTTP, here it is needed because it is API, and one will pass the route fetch manager. Here the service dot fetch all managers, right, and will return okay this data. So I think now API is ready, but in a previous wala part it was not added. So again I'll restart this part. Yes, see here. So we have the APIs ready that fetch him. So I think it is like the same APIs na here. Can I take the same URL here? Yes. Here I am giving this. This is one for employee URL. This is one manager, right? For the manager, I think it is fetch M na, for fetching managers. The fetch wala operation I think we have already written. You can take the same copy paste here, right? But the for adding employee URL, this na, that is add. We'll copy this, and this is one for adding employees. Okay, this is one for fetching na, in a drop down list. Yes, while adding time only we need it na here. No, not here. Where it is needed this URL here hitting while rendering the employees form na. Now because drop down will be the empty, so this URL will come here. First we'll complete this part here. Fetch wala. Our API is ready. Right now while rendering time the drop down list will get empty only.
So for every foreign fields we have to add here.
Yes, bind the data first. So see like the data now my I think code is ready, so like no need to again create it. Can I just copy paste this? Copy this na here. We'll just remove this URL. Instead of emp DTO, which DTO like we have to add? Which is not created. Add class. Manager DTO. What details it will take?
You have to add this data stream.
From this na I think fetch wala MID and MName na only. Right? This DTO. Otherwise same operations here. Here it will come manager DTO. Where otherwise change other things. Here it will come the MURL na. Same here list of. See now same it is. Once the code is ready, you just need to take a copy paste only. But in a view, but see in a view like we are not returning na. We have to pass in a view bag. We have passed the view bag for this. View bag dot manager data is equals to this na. This is the object name. Will doesn't matter. So here will fine for understanding only. Understood like I use the same codes. So now I think the data will get bind na. So like where I have to bind this view bag? Form na here. What we had used for that binding? ESP item na @ this. The same part was there. Now I think we can move to the post. The get wala part is ready. The post. What was the first step for the post? First we need to convert into the JSON, right? So we'll take the JSON variable, and which method we have to use? JSON convert dot which one? DTO. This na DTO only. This is one of our object wala data. We are converting into the JSON. After that, next step is string content is equals to new. First parameter is your the JSON, comma dot UTF-8. So for this encoding, see, this is one encoder basically. So here like we need to import it. Which one? This system.text. It's imported, see, the system.text from the encoding. And third parameter is, see, it is giving here encoding, and then third one is media type. Application / JSON. Next one, HTTP message. Here the response is equals to dot post async na here. First is URL. Which URL? URL na here, comma your content dot next if response dot is successful status code. So return redirect to action. On which action like we have to redirect? Index. Once the data will insert, so it will go on index page, na? This is on the insertion. Huh? Here now on index page where we are showing the data. Else return the same view, right? If it is getting failed the successful status, so again it will come on the same page, that ADMP wala view. Just will pass the debugger, right? The next here, like on an index page, need to pass the button here. We'll take one anchor tag, add employee here, ASP class, sorry, ASP controller name is employee, ASP action, class button info, let's say break. Run this. See, after running the application, we cannot give the guarantee like it will successfully run after writing like the successful code. So that's why just make sure with you the debugger, which is very needed. So the index file, I think it was working, na index file. It is hitting add emp. See the something like where I need to pass the debugger. Here for rendering this, na here we are rendering the add emp. Need to check na what issue is going there. I think due to this manager issue, like we are getting the issues. Not found. Hmm? Arey, it's from the different controller, na? See, check the URL, which is very important. Here it was manager. See, that's why it's telling 404 not found. I have just copy pasted na there. Now change like that endpoints only. Fine, add emp. Again we can check here. Response check. Okay, na it is. So it will come inside this. Right, it will give the data. We'll just do continue. Where? Now where is the mistake? Like we are just copy pasted. Now this URL we took now, right? For getting the data. What error is giving there? Are you missing the typecast? Manager DTO to select list item. Array, not this one, na? So what we have to do here? How we can directly give this data? Here we have to create the object of select list, na here. Do you remember or not this? The view bag wala. We have created the object, na? We cannot directly give the data. What was that select list only, na? select list, and 3 parameters was there in a select list. First was your object, second was your ID na, which you are sending, MID na, and third one mname for fetching that text, all the text. Now it will take. So that's why it was saying the data was in a form of direct na, the DTO we are sending only. We'll run it again. Not needed the debugger here again now. So that's why after running the APIs, it's not easy directly to correct it. Need to understand the errors. So the ChatGPT will not directly help you for this. See, add employee. Can you see here? 2 managers. Let's we go to add employee now. Sachin. Salary. Manager. See the add wala will see now. The DTO. Data is going here from this DTO. URL it will check, serialize, context, and check the response. Okay. Understood this?